likely will end up being what I would do if we go through with that.
Yeah, straight up. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Is it going to be video or is it just going to be audio?
Well, I think because like to
Yeah.
start with it, like I think I want to do video, but like it's mostly just gonna be like the voice with accompanied with footage of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Because the main idea, because like I said, like we're gonna call it the skate park, and so we were gonna use. I was mostly just gonna put on Tony Hawk and then like screen share that, and then just I'll be playing that while we're talking or whatever.
Yeah. Which is
and
pretty.
then yeah, and then like with whatever, we're screen sharing, right? But then with the screen share, it's like if there's anything I want to talk about, like a trailer or something, or just something I want to pull up, like a story, like everybody could be reading it, and then that'll be up on screen. It makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, I like that.
It's gonna be fun for sure.
For sure. I like that. So that's definitely gonna be worth looking out for. So
Yeah, definitely.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is Nerds of the Round Table. I am, of course, Antonio Padilla. With me, Mr. Swagtastic. He is, of course, still a disembodied voice.
Yep.
And Cliff's not here today because he's doing Cliff stuff.
Oh, I'm kidding. Okay, I love you, Cliff.
He's adjusting to his new day job, and tomorrow, like I offered to do the podcast tomorrow, but he's got a wrestling gig to do tomorrow. So
cool.
We're rooting for you, Cliff.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Good luck. Although by the time this episode comes out, it'll
already been done, yeah.
But either way, good luck, man. We believe in you. So yeah, so it's just Swag and I holding it down once again. It's been a while since this has happened, isn't it, Swag?
Yeah, like what, 3 episodes since it was just me and you.
It feels like it, yeah. But yeah, it's been a minute. So
yeah.
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But either way, to be back and joining us to talk about things. But yeah, it's a pretty light episode this week. There wasn't a whole lot of news. There were a lot of trailers and a lot of TV news this week, believe it or not.
We're back.
Nothing happened. It was all fine. Had my water right here. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so anyways, let's get into it, man. We got some trailers to talk about. I want to talk. So, Swag, I know you didn't see it when I asked you about it previously, but did you see the trailer for Last Night in Soho?
No, I was gonna ask you because I was like, what was that trailer again? So good, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull it up right now. Get your live reaction. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this is the latest film from Edgar Wright, who is one of my favorite directors of all time. I know Swag loves his work. You'll remember him. He did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, The World's End, Baby Driver. I hope I didn't forget anything. Huge entire filmography. And I knew he was working on this movie. I believe it was supposed to come out last year, but obviously 2020, what are you going to do? But we did finally get our first trailer for it this week, and I think it looked fantastic. I cannot wait to see the final product, because I mean, like, I've never been disappointed by an Edgar Wright movie, and just seeing this trailer, it looks like that tradition will continue. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, what I'm seeing, like, it's like, yeah, like, this seems like an Edgar Wright thing.
Yeah,
but like a little different too, which is interesting.
Kind of a departure from what you would expect from him, but still, it does still feel like something he would do, which is, it's weird to say that, but
yeah. It's like, like it's got like a familiar feeling to it.
Yeah, there was something familiar to it. Yeah, you're right, 100%. But yeah, so I'm loving this trailer, and I'm just trying to I just don't want there to be dead air, so now I'm just babbling while Swag.
Yeah. I mean, like, just keep going as I'm watching. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
this will be super interesting to see what he's cooking up with this.
Hmm.
Because so far, like, this is it's like, yeah, this is very interesting. This idea, and like no dialogue either, which is interesting.
Yeah, which is it's kind of trippy that I
Visuals
always
also, by
yeah
the way.
yeah the visuals in the trailer that are on display are superb, fantastic. It looks very what's the word I'm looking for? Like sort of the 1960s, 70s, some of those like there's a phrase for it, but like those certain horror films, like the Italian horror films, I forget what they're called.
Yeah,
Yeah. But the cast is fantastic. Obviously, Anya Taylor-Joy, Matt Smith, Diana Rigg, Terrence Stamp. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about the cast. Like this is a fantastic cast, and like I said, it's directed by Edgar Wright, who has never disappointed me. And I believe he either co-wrote the script or yeah, I believe he's got a writing credit on this as well,
nice.
which most of his movies do. So
Yeah. But yeah, like I got through it. But yeah, like this is yeah, like this is gonna be interesting because yeah, this is something new for him. And like that's pretty cool because it's like we've just been seeing comedies from him, and he does a
yeah,
really good job at it. Like really good. Like I always laugh at his stuff, but
oh,
like like this, I think like even Baby Driver had a little bit of difference to it.
yeah,
Um, but it was still really good. So like seeing this, like this is his next thing. This is what he wanted to do. Like yeah, I'm super interested to see what he's gonna do with a horror film.
yeah. No, like definitely because like Shaun of the Dead and even Hot Fuzz were kind of like horror comedy,
Yeah,
obviously. And then, like you were saying, Baby Driver, I think was his first real kind of step away from the Not that there's not comedy or humor in
there's
that movie,
yeah,
probably more of like an action movie,
yeah,
which is cool,
definitely.
And I think, like obviously he's got experience working in horror, and like Baby Driver showed he could do straight up action and whatnot and build suspense and tension in that movie, which he did brilliantly. So
Yeah,
yeah, is going to be is I'm super excited, man. I really don't know what else to say.
yeah, yeah. Same. This is gonna be pretty good.
So yeah, and it's releasing in October, ladies and gentlemen, right in time for Halloween.
Nice.
I think that's a coincidence.
No way, there. It's not.
So yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The first trailer for Last Night in Soho from director Edgar Wright. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. Let us know what you think about it. Drop a comment down below. Yeah, love to get your thoughts and opinions on it. So yeah, there it is. Let's talk about Swag. I doubt you saw this one either, so you probably put this one up. We got a new trailer for Jungle Cruise, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. And this trailer actually shows off a bit more of the movie than the previous one that we talked about on the show. Not to spoil anything for Swag, because I know he's probably checking it out right
Yeah.
now, but it looks a lot like it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Which I was expecting at all. Like they've got like monsters and like zombie sailors and stuff like that. This feels like they just remade Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And
Just
I don't
in a
know.
different time too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I dislike it or if I like it. All I know is that it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm conflicted. That I'll leave it at I'm conflicted by it.
Like the
Um,
pirates mixed with like Uncharted,
yeah, a
Indiana
little bit. Yeah,
Jones. Yeah. Like this.
in there.
Yeah. This is definitely really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, no, it looks interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll probably check it out just because. And you know what? The other thing was when I was watching the trailer, it gave me a little bit of like the Jumanji vibe,
Yeah.
ones that Dwayne is in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little
That's the
bit.
exact, yeah, like I was getting that too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
So
like that might have been like a thing for him, right? Like he did those and he was like, you know what, I want to do more like this.
yeah, probably. No, you're right. Yeah, like he probably did those Jumanji movies and like got sent the script and he was like, this is kind of like what I've been doing. Yeah, I'll do it again. Like, why not? So yeah, no, it definitely looks fun. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look fun. Like
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
watching, this looks like a fun movie, fun summer movie. So
Yeah. July 30th too. Nice.
there, yep. So what? Almost 2 months away.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
because
and by the way, we are recording on May 28th, 2021. So whenever you're watching this, just know that's when we recorded.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it looks interesting enough. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. That's that trailer was pretty epic. And like again, like yeah, like like that thought of like the mixture, yeah, like Pirates and then Uncharted and then like yeah, like Jumanji and all that stuff. And I love all of those things, so that's perfect.
yeah, it looks like a mishmash of all these other things that I love. So it's like, yeah, it's like I dig it, but also it's like that's not what I was expecting, so I don't know. But yeah, no, it looks
Yeah.
fun. It looks
Yeah, for
fun.
sure.
So yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jungle Cruise, July 30th. Once again, check out the trailer if you haven't. Let us know what you thought. All right, let's talk about the big trailer we got this week, Swag. And I know you and I already kind of spoke about it
Yeah.
earlier in the week, but we got to talk about it on the show because, like I said, I think this was the biggest trailer. I mean, obviously, it was the biggest trailer of the week.
Yeah.
We finally got the first trailer for Marvel's Eternals. And I remember telling you before you saw it that I watched it and I was like, it's a trailer. It's definitely a trailer. Don't really have much else to say about it. I mean, like, look, this is not me bashing the movie itself. Just the trailer did not do anything for me. That's all I'm saying. And before anyone comes at me, let me reiterate what I've said in the past on this show, whether it was when we were doing a video podcast or when we were strictly an audio podcast. I've watched trailers in the past and I was like, meh. And then the movie blew me away. Case in point, The Last Jedi. I was not moved by any of the trailers. And anybody who's been listening to us or watching us for knows I love that movie. So just because the trailer left me feeling like meh, that doesn't mean I'm saying the movie's gonna suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to get that out there right away. But yeah, no, I didn't feel anything from this trailer. Like it just left me like, yeah, whatever. And I know I'm not the only one because a lot of my people in my circle online felt the same way, and people who are huge Marvel fans were just like, "Yeah, this trailer did nothing." So it's not just me, gentlemen, putting that out there. Swag, what were your thoughts on the trailer for Eternals?
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, like I understand what you mean because like yeah, it's not. It doesn't do a very good job of getting me excited for it or like catching my attention and being like, okay, maybe I'll keep looking. Like I just saw it and legitimately like I saw it and then just totally left it behind. Like I just yeah, and I don't know. I just to me like it felt like the same thing that they've done before. Also, it just feels like a typical Marvel trailer to me.
Yeah, to put it in the words of someone if I could remember who said it, I would credit them, but I don't remember who. But they said, just another generic ass Marvel movie. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and you know what the thing that you know what I think it is, Swag? Because I thought about this. It doesn't do it. It doesn't introduce any of the characters. Like we don't
Yeah.
like none of them are mentioned by name. We barely see any of them. There's no like there's no history about like who they are, what they are, where they come from, or whatever. And again, like I get that this isn't the movie we're watching, and like they're not gonna put like the full movie in the trailer, or at least they shouldn't,
Yeah.
because that would be dumb. But
Yeah.
like you could at least do a thing like here's this character and what they're about. Here's this character and what they're about. This is the conflict. This trailer does absolutely nothing like that. It's just like here's some footage we shot. And don't get me wrong, cinematography in this movie looks gorgeous, but it's just like, well, here's some footage we shot and with like a 60s, dreamy, echoey pop ballad over it, which I'm
Yep.
sick of that at this point. And yeah, it just like and again, like I talked about this in the past, like the Eternals. Let me reiterate, the Eternals comic book was so bad it was canceled after 6 issues. Like, so I don't. So like even without this trailer, I was not excited for this movie at all because these are characters even hardcore comic book fans didn't care about. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got Inhumans vibes from this
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah. Same here.
Like that group shot of all of them
Yeah.
in costumes looked exactly like the group shot of the Inhumans. Throw both of those up right here, Swag.
Yep. Right there.
Same energy. Same energy. Because I saw those suits in the concept art. The concept art looked dope, and then when I saw the actual suits in the trailer, I was like, "What happened? That doesn't look anything like what we saw in the concept art." But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What about you, Swag?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also like I think it's worth bringing up. Like I feel like I just have this feeling that this is gonna end up being one of those movies where it has too much going on in it, that they might not be able to get everything rounded out and like have all the arcs go through for like
Yeah,
all of the characters. That's a worry that I have, even though like I'm not super excited for it, but I feel like that might happen.
I get that same vibe because it like, and you remember I even talked to you about it like afterwards. I was looking at that shot, the group shot, and I was like, Kumail's not even in this shot. Like, what the f?
Yeah.
Like, what? Because remember, like you and I were talking about it. Like, we were looking forward to see Kumail because we love Kumail. He's great. He's awesome,
Yeah.
and we were like, happy for him. He gets to do this superhero movie, and he's like briefly. He makes a brief appearance in the trailer. Like, there he is, and he's gone. All right, that sucks.
Yep.
And then like he's not even in the big group shot, which I don't know, man. Like this trailer just left me scratching my head a lot. Like
Yep.
I don't know, man. I mean, hopefully the next trailer is better, and maybe the next one will blow me away. Who knows? I just think this was a bad trailer.
Yeah.
That's all. Specifically, this trailer. Again, not saying I'm saying the movie's gonna suck. I'm just saying this trailer sucked. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also I want to bring up real quick, like, because you were talking about how that concern you have about like maybe not being able to balance all the characters. Valid. Here's the thing I want to talk about, and I know I'd already talked to you about it briefly, but the line in the trailer, and they're using it as the tagline as well.
Yeah.
I wrote it down here so that I would remember. Throughout the years, we have never interfered until now. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Or like this movie is clearly going to do a lot of retconning to the
Yeah.
MC because it's so dumb that they're like, wait, so these incredibly powerful cosmic beings were here on Earth this whole time, and they didn't help fight that. They let Thanos win. What the f? And I've heard fan theories like, oh well, maybe their memories were wiped and they don't remember who they are. It's like, yeah, again, that's like some really lazy writing to justify why they didn't appear back
Yeah.
then to help fight like literally the biggest threat to the world. You know what I mean? Like, not even just the world, the entire universe. Like,
Yep.
it's just stupid, man. No, like this movie is clearly going to do a lot of retconning, and I hate retcons. So yeah, that's just another reason why I'm not really excited for this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure there are going to be plenty of people online who are going to tell me that I'm wrong and I'm stupid. I don't care. This trailer did nothing for me. If anything, it left me scratching my head a lot and left me really frustrated. So,
Yeah.
but if you're excited for it, hey, be excited for it. I'm happy for you. Just for me, it's a nah.
Yeah.
For right
Not my thing. Yeah.
not for me. But you know, I mean, the cast is still fantastic. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
knock the cast. It's a great cast. So, and like Chloe Zhao, the director, she just won a bunch of Academy Awards. So happy for her. But you know,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm sure they all know what they're doing. It's just this trailer just was not very compelling.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The first trailer for Marvel's Eternals, which will be releasing this November only in theaters. They made a pretty big point of clarifying that part. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself vaccinated. I know I'm still waiting on my second shot, so because I want to get back out to the movies. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's it for trailers this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk swag. Let's get into game news, man. Let's get into games. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But was there anything you wanted to talk about? We didn't really get to synchronize before the episode today.
Okay, so one thing, well, two things. One thing I want to mention, and then another thing, like I do want to kind of go in depth with, even though it might just be me. But so first off, more Fortnite news. As we mentioned as we reported in the last episode, Deathstroke would be the next character to drop. We finally got an official image of what the character is going to look like in the game, and boy, is that design sick.
It looks amazing. I love it.
It's so cool. Yeah,
here if you haven't already.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like I'm gonna put it up the second I mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that blew my mind like the second it dropped. And then the tournament's already over. They did a tournament where you could get it for free. If you did that and you got it, hey, good for you. If you did and you didn't, at least they do give a spray for that's themed for Deathstroke. I haven't seen it, but you know, at least you get something out of it. But Deathstroke will be dropping on Tuesday. So if you're listening to this the day that this podcast drops, tomorrow. So yeah, be sure to pick it up because I know I will for sure pick that up the second it drops. Second thing, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but Far Cry 6 finally got a gameplay trailer dropped.
I did see that.
Yeah.
It was trending, so of course I saw it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good gameplay so far, and like especially just like the story that they told through it.
Did you see? Not to cut you off. Did you see you can pet the dog and the crocodile, or is it alligator?
I don't know what it is. I don't know which one it is, but no, I did not see that.
Yeah, as well. So there you go,
Nice.
Jakey. I think you definitely had an influence over game.
Yeah. Now you can pet all of the animals, Jakey. You did it, man.
Doesn't do, man.
Actually, come to think of it, I think you could even pet the bear in Far Cry 5. So yeah, Jakey, be proud of yourself, man. You did so. You changed gaming.
Congratulations, man. You did it. You did it.
But yeah, like the gameplay looks super fun. There is a little bit of worry because they did mention something about a gear system.
Mm, yeah.
But we'll see because we did get something kind of like that in what was it? New Dawn, which was the last entry in the series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna look for. I'm gonna see what happens when the game comes out. But also it's that thing of like gameplay looks super sick, story seems pretty good, as well as Giancarlo's always a win. So yeah,
Oh,
I just can't wait to see more of his performance as that character that he's
sure.
playing.
For sure. Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah. So yeah, that's hype.
All right. Was that everything you wanted to cover?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Because I got to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Ryu and Chun-Li finally dropped for Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, and I did upgrade. Like, all right. So anybody out there who hasn't gotten them already, let me help you out in a way that nobody helped me out. So whatever console you're playing it on, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, whatever, go to your store and don't immediately go for the Street Fighter pack. Go and get yourself the upgrade kit for the game. Upgrade to the Super Edition, and you will get everything. Okay? All the DLC characters, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. You will get Ryu, Chun-Li, and you will get every skin unlocked, including Green Ranger version 2, which was currently only available to people who pre-ordered the game originally. So if you do the upgrade kit, you get everything. Everything is unlocked. So do yourself a favor, go do that. I did upgrade, but only afterwards. I made the mistake of just getting the Street Fighter pack, but I was still missing the Season 3 content, so I did do the upgrade after someone had told me if you do the upgrade to the Super Edition, you get everything unlocked. So now I have everything unlocked. So yeah, I wanted to clarify that for anyone who didn't know. Do yourself a favor, do that. Now let's talk about the characters. Swag, you didn't get any hands-on, did you? Not yet.
Yeah, I did. With Ryu and
You did?
Chun-Li? Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
yeah, you did. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I am having so much fun with this game. I played. Oh, and by the way, there is a new story mode for Ryu and Chun-Li, and they do
Nice.
mention previous events and crossovers, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's cool. It's really cool. I had so much fun playing with both of them. My team, like my number one team now, is Tommy, Ryu, and Chun-Li. Like
Nice.
that's my team. I'm unstoppable. But yeah, no, I'm having so much fun, man. Ryu and Chun-Li, they both play pretty much like their Street Fighter versions. Like all the inputs are basically the same. And yeah, man, I'm glad that they did this because it just injected new life into the game. But not that I was, losing interest in the game, but it definitely added another level to it. So yeah, I'm loving it, man. I'm having so much fun. Flag, what about you? What were your first impressions?
They were really fun. And yeah, like it also helped the fact that I had just recently played a bunch of Street Fighter V,
Yeah,
so I already knew what I was doing with both of those characters.
yeah,
But it also like kind of threw me for a bit of a loop because it's like like a little bit of the gameplay was different since like Power Rangers is a bit more fast paced.
yeah,
So I had to kind of get used to like hitting in those combos and everything a lot quicker than normally.
yeah,
But it once I got the hang of it, it's definitely fun. I loved both of them. And to be
yeah,
honest, I think I'm like best with Ryu, which is interesting. Like I do my best with him.
yeah,
I think I still need to give Chun some more time, but I think when I do that, I think everything will be back up to maximum power. So yeah, I love these characters. I love the pack. It was so great. It's so fun.
yeah. It was so much fun, man. Yeah, I sort of agree with you. Like, when they both first dropped, I was more into Chun-Li, but like the more I've been playing it, the more I've gotten back into the in Ryu, and I'm like, no, this is my guy. This is the one I'm best with. So yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. That's a pretty accurate description. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's just really cool. I'm having a blast, man. I'm having so much fun. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that has happened. It has dropped. Do yourself a favor. If you're playing the game already, go check it out. And if you're not playing the game, check it out anyways. It's fun, super fun. It's a great fighting game. I feel like people have only recently started to discover it and appreciate it. So do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's a good time. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got for you in games today. Unless Swag, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Nope. That seems to be it. Everything.
All right, let's move on. We got one final piece of news that dropped this week. This one, again, kind of a head scratcher. I think everybody was like, "What?" So, you'll remember I mentioned a while ago that we were talking about Spider-Man and the whole Spider-Man universe that they're doing over there.
Yeah.
It was like reported on a while ago that Keanu Reeves was in discussions to play Kraven the Hunter. Obviously, that is not happening because the announcement was made this week that Aaron Taylor Johnson will be playing Kraven the Hunter. And you know that confusion you're feeling right now? That's what when this story broke. Because y'all might remember he played Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron. So this just got a whole lot more confusing. And again, like I think I said this to Swag when the story broke. It's like it's not that I don't think he'll do a good job. Like he's a great actor, and I think like yeah, he even kind of looks like the character. Like you put a beard on him and put some long hair or short hair, depending on which version of Kraven you're doing.
Yeah.
I think yeah, he definitely looks the part, but again, it's just that weird thing that it's like, well, he was already Quicksilver, and we're gonna have him play Kraven. Unless this is confirmation that all of this is a separate universe.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, Swag, how do you feel about this, man?
It's a little weird, like odd to think, and like it really makes you question a lot about it. Cause it's like I remember having that like having like a kind of like a fan casting thing with somebody, and they were like, why don't they cast this person as this person, this character in the MCU? And I was like, that would be great, but he was already in the MCU, so that's kind of. And then like now with this happening, it's like, yeah, like if this is the MCU, then does that mean that those rules are not in place anymore? And if it isn't, then I mean, that's cool. Like, I'm okay with it, but
yeah,
it is definitely an odd thing to have happen.
Well, the weird thing is, I feel like this hasn't gotten a lot of coverage, but so we talked about the Eternals trailer at the top of the show.
Mm.
So one of the actresses in that movie, Gemma Chan, already appeared in the MCU in Captain Marvel as Minerva.
Mm.
So we were all like, it was one of those things where we were like, what? But I think they get away with that because Minerva was a character that was like under a lot of makeup and whatnot, and I believe she had green skin or blue skin, I can't remember. So I think they get away with that because you're not going to mistake those two characters for the same person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird to do it with two characters that are human. Like these characters are going to be under heavy makeup. I mean, yes, like I said, Craven's probably going to have a beard and probably going to have some wild hair, but his Quicksilver also had a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. I mean, I get like he has silver hair and Craven has black hair. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough of a difference. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just feels really weird to me. Again, I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's a fantastic actor. I kind of hate that his career kind of didn't take off the way it should have. And if
Yeah.
this helps him out, I'm all for it. But it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Very weird.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know what they're doing. Hopefully someone will clarify it for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be clear. It'll be clear by the time this movie comes out. But whatever. We'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. So, any final thoughts on that casting, Swag?
No, no, not really. Like, yeah, like I think I got everything out about it that's got me thinking about it. So yeah.
All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is. Well, it's not the news. We've still got some news coming up, but we're gonna go into TV time. So let's do that. Most of the news this week came out of the TV world this week. So let's talk about it. First, at the top of this segment, I want to talk about Black Lightning. So everybody who's watching this show or who has listened to this show knows that this season was the final season for Black Lightning, and I was very, what's the right word? Saddened by that news because I'm a big fan of that show. I watched the finale. I don't think it was a perfect finale. I mean, I think it wrapped up most of its loose ends pretty well. Some of it felt a little rushed. I didn't agree with certain things they did. Like, I believe I talked about on this show about how China Anne McClain left the show after like the first 3 episodes of this season. I think it was like 3 or 4, the first 3 or 4 episodes of the season. And so they replaced her with a new actress, Laura Kariuki. I did remember her name this time. And like I said, it was always going to be tough for a new actress to come in and play that role and win over an audience, but she did it real quick. She killed it, which is why I was upset in the finale that they did a reveal that wasn't actually Jennifer. That was an imposter. And China Anne McClain came back for the final episode, which I was fine with her coming back. But the fact that they were like, no, she wasn't the real Jennifer. I'm the real Jennifer. She's an imposter. It's like, why would you do that to this girl, this poor girl who had the impossible task of coming in to replace the previous actress and win over the audience, which she did, by the way. She killed it, only for you to pull the rug out from underneath everybody's feet like that. Like, I did not agree with that at all. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that's
I felt that was a disservice to the actress and to the fans. But I'm not in charge, so yeah, that upset me. That angered me. But like I said, overall, I think the finale was pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. The weird thing, though, is that it ends on a cliffhanger. Like, it ends like, hey, stay tuned and find out what's going to happen with this character. And it's like, the series is over. Why would you do that? Like, you guys wrapped up all the loose ends, and then at the very last minute, you're like, to be continued. Like, what? That was so weird. And I know some people are going to be like, well, because that's set up for the Painkiller spinoff. Guess what? Painkiller didn't get picked up. And it's not like they didn't know that when they shot this finale, because they ended Painkiller's story in the finale. They separated Khalil from the Painkiller protocol that was in his head. So he's not Painkiller anymore. So whatever that weird cliffhanger was for, I don't know. I don't understand why they did that. That was weird. But yeah, no. Like I said, overall, I think it was a pretty fitting finale, even if not all of it was great. But yeah, so that was kind of the big news. Painkiller did not get picked up, which I'm fine with because I hate that character. But the other thing was So this story came out, and there's even an article on it, Swag.
Nice.
So apparently, what they wanted to do for the final season of Black Lightning was, I'm not sure if the Flash wanted Black Lightning to show up over there, or if the Flash was going to show up on Black Lightning. I'm still a little confused as to what happened. Although technically, the Flash did appear on the show. That it was a real quick, like, so I think Jefferson said like he needed something real fast. He's like, "Oh, I have a friend who can move pretty fast," and then you see the bolt of lightning come in and then leave, and it's like, "Oh, that was the Flash," but we didn't really see him. So that was pretty cool, but it was like that felt kind of like cheating. But obviously, it's because like COVID, and they can't do. That's why there's no crossover this year, so they couldn't do any proper crossovers, obviously. And then they revealed that they wanted to have Batwoman, the new Batwoman, Ryan Wilder, crossover with Jennifer and Anissa, which would have been cool because that would have been 3 African American ladies kicking butt. But again, because of COVID restrictions, they just couldn't make it happen. So unfortunately, those things didn't happen for Black Lightning's final season. However, and this was a real big story that came out. So the cast and crew of The Flash have extended an invitation to Cress Williams, who plays Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning, to appear on The Flash next season. And when this first broke, was like, okay, the invitation has been made. And Cress didn't say one way or the other whether or not it was going to happen. However, an update to that was, here's a quote from Cress Williams. He said, "I have had people from The Flash reach out asking if I'd come do some work with them. He stresses that nothing is confirmed and it's still too early to say if this will happen or not. But he did say, one of my favorite scenes of doing this character was the scene between me and Barry in the library on the Wave Rider in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the thought of being able to go back and do an episode here or an episode there, oh yeah, no, I'm down for that." So if he's into it and they can make it happen next season, looks like we're going to get more of the Black Lightning and the Flash friendship that was teased in Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I'm happy about because that was one of my favorite moments from Crisis on Infinite Earths. So what do you think about that, Swag?
Yeah, yeah, like that's the thing, because like I agree, like that scene and that crossover between the 2 characters was really, really nice, and I really liked it, really enjoyed it. And then to kind of not like get any follow up on it after that just kind of sucked. And again, like yeah, I get it, like it was COVID kind of stopped that from happening. But like yeah, like I hope they do get him to come over, because then like one, we get more of him and his character, but also like yeah, like we get a continuation to like that friendship that was being worked on and built there. Like that would be great to see more of.
Yeah, 100% agree. That's exactly why I want to see it happen, because it was like you'll remember like when we did our Crisis on Infinite Earths episode, I was like, that was one of my favorite things, and I definitely want to see more of that in the future. And that was another reason why I was kind of saddened by like this being Black Lightning's last season. I was like, but I want to see more of him in the Flash,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was always afraid that he was gonna die in the finale, because they established like he's sort of the elder statesman of superheroes. Like he's a much older man than like Barry or any of them. So I was afraid like he was gonna die in the finale, and like that was gonna be how he goes out. Spoiler alert, thankfully that didn't happen. He's very much alive and he is with his family, and that's good. And yeah, again, like they're like, hey, come over to our show next season. We'd love to have you. And he's like, cool, I'd love to do it. Great, I'm happy right now. So let's do that, man. Keep it up. I can't wait. So yeah, and also another big news story that came out, again sticking with like the CW universe. Again, no crossovers this season, but next season apparently is going to begin with a 5-part crossover. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what they're doing, what it is, or even who's going to be involved, but that's what they're planning on for next season, and I can't wait. Swag, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds exciting for sure. Especially because, like, we're not going to be getting anything like that, like, with this
Yeah.
current season. So that's going to be exciting, really cool to see.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it. And also, the last story in regards to TV this week before we get into some of our reviews. This story filled my heart with so much joy. I'm not even gonna wait. Bebo from Legends of Tomorrow is getting an animated Christmas special this year, and I'm just like, anybody who knows me knows I love Legends of Tomorrow and I love me some Bebo. Those of you who don't know who Bebo is, he is the cute sort of Tickle Me Elmo-esque toy from the TV show that has been featured prominently in many of the episodes. I believe he even showed up on The Flash for one episode.
Yeah,
Was it season 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And he made an appearance on Supergirl as well.
Nice.
But yeah, and I mean, like, through sometimes he's a sentient being, and sometimes he's this 40-story tall giant monster. Like, the Bebo takes on many forms, and there are many iterations of him. He did make an appearance in Crisis on Infinite Earths, one of the most memorable ones. That was the one where Cliff was like, "What is this?" Because he doesn't watch the shows, but he watched Crisis. But yeah, so the fact that he's getting a Christmas special this year, an animated Christmas special, this is interesting. So it's going to be titled Bebo Saves Christmas, and it will be narrated by Victor Garber, who played Martin Stein, aka half of
Nice.
Firestorm. So he's going to be narrating it, and it will also star Ben Diskin and Yvette Nicole Brown, as well as others who have yet to be named. So that's pretty cool. That's very cool. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, obviously, for many reasons. But yeah, Swag, what do you think about this? How do you feel? You gonna be tuning in?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, because it's that thing where it's like, you kind of like were talking about it and like showing me all this stuff, and then like again, like you said, like the character popped up in so many other areas of like different shows and stuff. So, yeah, this was something like obviously we didn't see it coming, but when it came out, it's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, of course they would.
Yep. Well, what I'm waiting for is, because it's gonna be a Christmas special, I'm waiting for them to release an official Bebo for all of
Yeah.
them. We've been bugging them for an actual Bebo ever since, like, when did he debut? 2017?
Yep.
And we've been like, hey, are you guys actually going to make Bebos? Because we'd all buy one. So I'm hoping they will release one, even if it's like a limited quantity. Like, just do it, man. Like, those things will come out immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's happening, and I can't wait. So there it is. There's the news in TV time. All right. Before we get to Superman and Lois, which I have a lot of stuff to say about this week's episode. Before we get into that, I know Cliff isn't here, but I did watch the season finale for the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. And to put it lightly, like, this episode filled me with so much joy. Like, so much heart, so much joy, so much emotion. Like, for a 90s kid who grew up with the Mighty Ducks, this episode was fantastic. It was everything I hoped it would be and more. So yeah, I think the show as a whole, 10 out of 10 for me. I love it. It's fantastic. If you're not watching it, go watch it right now. You can watch the whole show on Disney Plus right now. It's awesome. So yeah, just want to put that out there real quick. When Cliff comes, hopefully he'll be back next week, and he and I will probably do a full spoiler recap on our feelings and thoughts on the entire series. So there it is. All right, Swag, let's talk about Superman and Lois, because this week's episode was so awesome. I was so hyped when I saw it, and I told Swag immediately. I was like, hey man, you need to watch this week's episode of Superman and Lois immediately. There's no way I can talk about it without spoiling it. So you need to get caught up immediately. And he did. He got caught up. So let's talk about it. So, well, first of all, because you had to get caught up on last week's episode and this week's episode, what did you think of last week's episode, Broken Trust?
Yeah, that was I believed both you and Cliff when you guys were talking about it, like how good it was. Because it's like, yeah, like, you know, we've been doing this show and like talking about our feelings about certain things. It's like, yeah, when you guys express these feelings about these shows, it's like, yeah, I know that I'm going to definitely agree with them. And so, yeah, like watching it, like, yeah, it was pretty good, really good. It was a really good episode. And it was like that thing where it's like, you know, it's the reason why I love this show and this story that they've been telling. It's really, really good. So yeah, like that's gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me as well.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, the last week's episode was fantastic, and I was like, how are they gonna follow that up? You know?
Yeah.
Boy, we found out how they were gonna follow it up. I don't even know. Should we wait? Should we just get into it? Should we just get the big reveal from this week's episode? I think we should.
Yeah, probably. It'll make things easier.
I don't know if you can see him over my shoulder right here. I put him here for a reason. We got some answers into the backstory, the history of Captain Luthor. Look, I'm just gonna get into it. It turns out he's not Lex Luthor at all from a parallel Earth. He's none other than John Henry Irons, aka Steel. Like that, bro. Like I said, knowing that now and going back through previous episodes, everything about this guy makes so much more sense. Like, like this was one of those things where I was like, you know, these CW shows they've done these kind of switcheroos on us in the past, and for the most part, I've been able to figure them out before the reveal. This was the one where I didn't figure it out until like literally 2 scenes before the reveal. I was freaking out. I was like, wait a minute, wait. So is he? That's John Henry Irons, isn't it? And then they say it by name, and I was like, oh my god, I was right. Oh, I was right. And then I immediately was like, wait, are we gonna get to see the hammer? Is he gonna have the hammer? And then the hammer shows up, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, yes. I was so freaking hyped, man. Like that was so awesome. Like, bruh. Like I said, like everything about the character makes so much more sense now. And I get like his origin on the show is not like a 1-for-1 adaptation from the comic. But I told you, I was like, I let them get away with it because this is John Henry Irons from a parallel Earth. So his story doesn't have to line up 100% with what we're familiar with.
Yeah.
You know, he comes from a different Earth, a whole different story. So it's like, no, I let them get away with it because this is not Earth Prime John Henry Irons. I did think it kind of sucked that they were like, oh no, John Henry Irons died 6 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's
yeah.
But, you know, like again, whatever. If it frees them up to do what they're doing with the character on the show, awesome. I'm all for it. What did you think, Swag? What did you think of the reveal? And like, did you see it coming?
It was a really cool reveal for sure. But also it's that thing where, because you were talking to me before I watched it, and
Mhm.
you said something about the title. Well, I think I brought up something about the title, and you
Yeah,
said,
someone else brought up because like
yeah.
it's called Man of Steel, and I said yes, and it ties in to Captain Luthor's backstory. I was like, I've said too much. I'm not going to say anymore. And I think I was like, yeah, that was too much. I shouldn't have said that. but
And that
but
was
yeah,
enough because, like,
what
yeah, I started piecing it together from that because, like, I just started watching it and I was like, okay, the title.
mm,
And I went over it in my head, the title, and then and then, like,
yeah,
just his face popped up in my head, and I was like, it's gonna be Steel, isn't it? That's the thing, right? And that's when and again, like when I saw him working on the handle for the hammer, that's when I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But it
that
was
was
still epic nonetheless. Like that was cool.
so cool, man. Like, because again, I was like, oh my god, like everything, like him being in the suit of armor. Because again, we were like, oh, that's the Lexo suit, so that's obviously Lex from Parallel Earth. And it's like, sure, they could have gone that route, but the fact that they were like, oh, you think it's Lex, right? Gotcha. It's like because again, it still makes sense for him to be in that suit of armor. You
Yep.
know, like it's like, oh my god, that is so cool. And it, like all the little pieces, like him, like the fact that he built all his weapons, the fact that he, like it all makes sense. It's like, yeah, that's who John Henry Irons was. He was a weapons designer for the military. Like,
Yep.
of course he would know how to do all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like getting his backstory like for the show and seeing like what he went through and where he came from and everything that happened, it's just yeah, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens next because the way the episode and look, like we didn't even get into like everything that happened with John and Jordan or even Clark and like this episode, it felt like there was so much going on. Um, especially like this episode, I think was the first time we got to see the entire Kent family like
Yeah.
working together, which was cool. I was not expecting to see it, and that even blew me away. Like the kids got in on it; they had to go help their dad. Like what a switcheroo! Like normally he's the one who saves them, and they saved him this episode. And but also like Lois working with again who we know now is John Henry Irons, and her and Clark working together, and like the three of them having that awesome moment, and then like the way everything like all those characters sort of came together in the finale, like the final epic showdown of the episode. Like this episode tied up all of that stuff together so well. Like like I said, man, like after you watched it, I was like, I told you, man, like this episode took this show to a whole nother level. It wasn't even just the John Henry Irons reveal, but like literally everything that happened in this episode tied together so well that I was like, dude, I don't even know what to expect next week because this episode took me off guard, like in a way that I wasn't ready for. Like I'm still like giddy just thinking about this episode. And I've seen it twice now. So
Yep.
I'm just yeah, I can't wait for what we find out moving forward. I can't wait for next week's episode. What about you? What do you think? What were some of your favorite moments from the episode?
I mean, definitely like the stuff of like, you know, Jordan trying to figure out his hearing ability. That
Yeah,
stuff was, I think that stuff was really good because, like, yeah, like, like he was kind of told, like, well, you're not gonna be like your dad, you're not gonna have these powers, and even if you do, it won't be as powerful. And like this coming in suddenly, it's like, no, he's gonna be like his dad. And then having to see him go through that struggle like
yeah,
Clark did, it was so, it was really great. And it was I really liked how they did it.
Yeah.
And again, like that thing of also just like them like being brothers, like that's still like really good. Those two characters, I really love them and like their story, and like especially the actors, like they're doing really good job with their
Oh yeah.
characters and their scenes. Um, and it's like that thing because like like they care about each other and they look out for one another, and that was really really nice to see more of in this episode.
I agree 100%, man. Like, I think I even talked to you about it a little bit. I was like, those kids, man, those two kids who play John and Jordan are so good at what they do. You know, like I said
Yeah,
in the previous episode, Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan, delivered such a powerful performance that like the first time I saw that episode, I was like just crying
yeah,
at, during the final scene of that episode. And I was
yeah,
like, bravo, man. Bravo. What a performance. And then this episode, like because me and Cliff talked previously about Jordan Elsass, who plays Jonathan, about how he's just such a likable kid, super charismatic, and it
yeah,
comes across for the character. And this episode, yeah, like because there's that moment where Jordan was kind of listening to Jonathan and Sarah, and came into the conversation at like the
with
wrong.
no context. Yeah,
Yeah, it's completely out of context, so he got the wrong idea. But and then they have their confrontation, and John is like, just leave me alone, man. Stop listening. Stop spying on me. But then at the end of the episode, Jordan comes in. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. You're right. I had no right, and you were just looking out for me." And again, it's that thing where it would be so easy to just make the two sons antagonistic towards each other.
yeah,
And yes, they do kind of fight with each other and butt heads every now and then. But at the end of the day, they are, like you said, like they look out for each other and they care about each other. And that's, yeah, I think like as much as I love, Clark, I love Superman, I love everything they're doing with Lois on the show.
yeah,
I think like, yeah, sort of the most compelling thing about the show is what they're doing with John and Jordan. And again, it's because of that relationship that they have with one another, and it's so well done and it's so beautiful to watch. That yeah, it's great, man. I love it. I love it so much.
yeah, yeah. Those were definitely my top moments in this episode.
Yeah,
And again, like even just like the final the conflict at the end there, that was also a really cool thing to happen, and especially with John and Jordan coming in to save their dad, that was really cool. I love that too.
yeah, that was great.
I remember
It
like they did the
was-
impact, and I was like, well, there goes Clark's truck.
yeah, because I was talking about it earlier. I was like, it's funny that Lois is still driving Clark's truck around because
Yeah.
her station wagon got destroyed, and it's like, well, there goes the truck now too. So Cat family has no vehicles.
Yep.
But yeah, that was such a great moment, man. I love that moment. So good.
yeah,
But
that's awesome.
so yeah, it was funny. I talked to you about this already prior to the show, but like we got to talk about it on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might remember in previous episodes I had theorized again back when we thought that this was Lex. I said this version of Lex seems to have experience fighting and or killing Kryptonians. So wouldn't it be a cool little twist if him and Superman have to team up to fight Morgan Edge's army of Kryptonian powered bad guys? And now the reveal that this is John Henry Irons, aka Steel. I think I'm right. I think that's what's going to happen, right? Like like that's a real possibility that we might see that, you know, at the end of this season.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about that because look, like imagine John Henry Irons, and so him and Superman come to an understanding, right? And John understands that this Superman is not evil like the one from his Earth, and he's like, okay, I trust you, I believe you. And Superman's like, I need your help because I'm outnumbered and, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? And he's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll help. And he suits up in the armor, right? And he's got the hammer because we've seen the hammer already. And imagine him putting the shield on that armor.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that's going to be so sick. Like, I hope that's what we get. I really want to see that. So, yes, give it to me. CW, Warner Brothers, DC, whoever, like, make that happen. I need to see it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like,
Yeah, that's again, like that's been my hope, is that they would kind of get along in the end.
Yeah.
But like now that we know who the character actually is, like yeah, like I think like yeah, that's probably where they're gonna go. Is like they're gonna work together, and Clark's probably gonna like be like, no, I'm not, I'm not your Superman. I'm
Yeah.
different, and convince him, is like, no, I'm here to help, and then they team up and they take down Edge. Like that's the thing that I really want to see for sure.
Yeah. All-star team up. That's
Yeah.
oh my God. I just thinking about that, I got so much more excited. Like I was already super excited to see what happens next, but like if that's what they're gonna do, and again, it seems logical that that's what's gonna happen. I'm just so like, dude, I can't wait. Like, how many episodes are we in? I think we're only 8 episodes in?
Yeah, I believe so.
7 episodes in.
Okay.
We know we have 15 episodes total this season. Like, oh man, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be
for
so
sure.
But it's gonna be a heck of a ride. I can tell you that much.
Definitely.
So. All right. What would you rate this episode of Superman and Lois, Man of Steel? What would you rate this episode, Swag?
15 out of 10.
I'll give it a 15 out of 10 as well. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not watching Superman and Lois, what are you doing with your life? Go check it out. It's if you want to see like the best, I don't know, would I say it's the best DC TV show? It's certainly the best one that's on the CW right now.
Yeah.
But where would I put it amongst like Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn? You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna say like if you want to see something that's on the same level of quality as Doom Patrol and Harley Quinn, go watch Superman and Lois. Like it's so good. It is so good. And if you're not watching it because you're like, oh, it's a CW show, you are robbing yourself of one of the best TV shows that's on here.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's phenomenal. So yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's TV time for us today. And that's going to do it for the show, for Nerds of the Round Table this week. Once again, Cliff is not here, but that doesn't mean we're not going to plug him. You can go check him out on all his social media. Swag, throw up his Linktree link right here. It should be right below me.
Yep,
there it is.
Look at it, wave.
You can find him. You can find links to all of his social media there. So go check him out. Go follow him. You know what to do. Swag, let everybody know about what you're up to over on YouTube.
Yeah, I come over to Mr. Swagtastic on YouTube. I've been working on some things. I've been recording things, planning things out. Probably caught the conversation at the beginning of this episode. I've been working on an idea for a podcast of my own. We don't really have solid plans on it yet, but we have like a base for it. So if you're interested in that at all, come wait and see. Just tune in. It'll be there. You'll definitely get a notification, just so as long as you hit the bell. And also, while you're at it, do it here on Nerds of the Roundtable YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm also, because I have so much footage of it, I'm probably just going to do like a marathon of just Fortnite videos for a week. because I need to get rid of a lot of that footage. I have so much footage.
So much, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in that at all, come check it out. It's a good time.
There it is. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Go follow him, Mr. Swagtastic, on YouTube. Subscribe. It's a good time. I say it every time, but it's a good time over there.
Yeah.
And like he said, if you enjoyed this video at all, do us a favor and give us the like rating. Once again, it costs you nothing and it helps us out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification, leave a comment down below. Like I said, if you have any thoughts or opinions on anything we discussed in this episode, we'd love to hear from you. I only ask that you keep it civilized. Now, with that, I am, of course, Antonio Padilla. You can find me on all social media at Tron Pilgrim or at Tron Pilgrim 87. If you're watching us on YouTube, you know where to find us. We're on YouTube. Like and subscribe. If you're listening to us, you're listening to us on anchor.fm/nerds, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are available, and we really appreciate you guys listening. I know we have a hardcore listener base, so thanks very much for sticking in there. But once again, if you want to watch the show, because again, we do put up a lot of visual information for you guys, come and check us out on YouTube. You can like Nerds of the Roundtable on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Nerds of the Roundtable. You can follow us on Twitter at @RealNerds_. That's going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next time, same nerd time, same nerd channel. Good night, folks. Swag, cue that outro.
Hey.